welcome, and thank you for joining me. You don't have to do nothing. Just get comfortable and allow yourself to relax now. This story is called The Road Beyond the Last Lamppost. There are places in life that feel steady. Rooms where the furniture never moves. Routines that settle into the bones. Familiar streets that you could walk with your eyes half closed and still know exactly where your feet are landing. And there's nothing wrong with that. Stability can be comforting. It can be a kind of, shelter. But sometimes, even a shelter can start to feel small. Not because it's bad, but because you've grown. It begins quietly, a subtle restlessness, a sense that you're repeating something that once kept you safe, but actually now it keeps you stuck. Not stuck in a dramatic way, not trapped, just held. As though the past has been kindly holding your hand for a long time, and one day you notice you can let go without falling. And in this story, that day has arrived. You're standing at the edge of a place you know well. Behind you, a neighbourhood of dependable lights. Warm windows. A road that always leads to the same cafe, the same corner shop, the same familiar town. But ahead of you, a darker lane, narrower, quieter, and unusually still. There is a lamppost beside you, the last one on this road, and its light spills onto the ground like soft honey. It's not bright, but just enough. The kind of light that says, here is where you've been. The kind of light that makes the pavement look gentle and safe. And under this lamppost, you notice something. A sign you don't remember seeing before. It isn't large, and it isn't dramatic. It's a simple wooden marker, as if someone placed it there without needing anyone's approval. The letters are carved neatly, not rushed. It says, beyond this point, the road does not explain itself. You read it once, and then again. Beyond this point, the road does not explain itself. And after you read it again, something in you eases, strangely comforted by the honesty of it. No promises, no pressure. Simply just the quiet truth. You glance back at the familiar street behind you, and everything looks the way it always has. Reliable, predictable. And if you wanted, you could turn around now. You could go back to the known, the stable, the rehearsed. But this time, you don't. Because something else is happening. Something gentle and surprising. As you stand beneath the last lamppost, you feel a subtle shift inside your chest, as if a latch has quietly clicked open, as if a door you didn't know you locked has actually unlocked itself. And for a moment, you notice how heavy the past has been. Not in a tragic way, not even in an obvious way, Just heavy like a coat you've worn for so long that you actually forget you're wearing it. A coat made of old expectations, old roles, old versions of you, still trying to be helpful. You inhale, and as you realise you don't have to carry that coat forward, well, not all of it, and not tonight. A soft breeze moves through the trees lining the dark lane ahead, and the leaves make a quiet sound, like distant applause, like the world approving without making a fuss about it. You take one small step past the lamppost, and something unusual happens. The air feels, well, fresher. Not colder, not warmer, just new. Like opening a window in a room you didn't realise was stuffy. And you take another step, and the street behind you is still there, still stable. But it feels further away already, not physically, but emotionally. As if the part of you that needed has begun to relax. And a quiet thought rises, calm and clear. You can be grateful for what was, and yet still move on, move forward. And you continue down the lane. Your footsteps are soft on the ground, as though the road has become more forgiving. The darkness ahead isn't threatening, it's simply unlit, like a theatre before the curtain rises. And somewhere in the distance, there is a faint glow. Not like a streetlight, something smaller, something warmer, almost curious. You walk toward it slowly, noticing as you go how the lane changes. The pavement becomes a narrow path. The narrow path becomes soft earth. Grass appears at the edges. Then wildflowers. You pass a low stone wall covered in moss, and you find yourself smiling now, without fully knowing why. There's a strange kindness in this place, as though the unknown, it doesn't want to scare you, as though it only wants to be, well, met. The glow ahead grows clearer, and soon you see what it is. A lantern, hanging from a wooden archway where the path divides into three. The lantern sways gently in the breeze, casting moving shadows across the ground. The archway is old, weathered in a way that suggests it's been here for a long time. Long enough to have watched many people pass through, and long enough to know that choice is a normal part of life. At the top of the archway, there are 3 small plaques, one above each path. The first reads, "The path of what you know." The second plaque reads, "The path of what you're ready for." And the third reads, "The path of what's waiting for you." You stand beneath the lantern and feel the light warm on your face. It's a gentle warmth, like sunlight filtered through a curtain. It doesn't demand a decision. It simply lights the moment. You notice something carved into the lantern's handle. Words again, simple, quiet, but impossible to ignore. And the words read, "Leave the weight, keep the wisdom." You read it slowly again. Leave the weight, keep the wisdom. You understand what it means without needing to think too hard. You don't have to drag old fears forward like proof of your seriousness. And you don't have to carry yesterday's tension into tomorrow's possibilities. You can take the learning and release the heaviness. As you read that again, you can take the learning and release the heaviness now. So you do something symbolic. You reach into your pocket or your bag or simply your imagination. And you find something small and ordinary, a pebble, a key, a folded note, something that represents the weight of the past, whatever that means to you. And you hold it for a moment, not with resentment, not with anger, just with clarity. And then, gently, you place it at the base of the lantern. And the moment you do, you can notice and become aware as your shoulders soften now. You become aware as your jaw unclenches slightly. And you feel it, a fresh release, as if something has lifted from you, something you didn't realize you were still gripping. And you breathe, and in that breath, your body seems to receive a quiet message that you are allowed to move forward lightly. And as you look at the three paths again, the first path of what you know looks smooth and familiar. It even curves in a way that feels predictable. The second path of what you're ready for looks steady but new, like a fresh page. And the third path of what's waiting for you disappears quickly into mist. And yet, you don't feel fear when you look at it. You feel curiosity. Because the mist doesn't look empty. It actually looks full of possibility. And then you realize something. The unknown is not a monster. It's a container. A quiet space where new things can arrive. New ideas, new energy, and new versions of you. You hear the soft wind in the trees again, and it's as though the world is speaking in a language you don't need to translate. It's saying, go on. You can. You choose the second path, what you're ready for, not because it's the safest, and not because it's the most thrilling, but because it feels honest. As you step into it, the lantern behind you flickers once, and the light seems to follow you, stretching gently along the ground like a soft ribbon. Not enough to show you the entire future, just enough for the next few steps. And you know what? That's all you need. The path is lined with tall grass and pale wildflowers. Some are closed, sleeping. Some are open, facing the night sky. You notice the scent of something fresh, mint, maybe, or rain, and you feel your mind clearing as though someone has opened another window. You begin to notice something else too. Your thoughts are changing. Instead of, what if it goes wrong? A different question appears. Well, what if it goes right? Instead of, what if I can't handle it? Something gentler arrives. I can learn as I go. Instead of, what will I lose? A new awareness arises. I might gain more than I can imagine. So you keep walking, and with each step, you can feel it. A quiet renewal. Like the ground beneath you is refueling you. Like the air itself is full of clean energy. Ahead, the mist thins, and you begin to see shapes. A small wooden bridge over a stream. A cluster of stones arranged in a circle. A gate standing open, not guarding anything, just simply offering entry. And you realize the mysterious part of this journey isn't that it's dangerous. It's that it's alive. The unknown is not empty. It's fertile. You cross the bridge, hearing the water below. It's a soft sound, like the mind soothing itself. And as you reach the other side, you notice a small object resting on the railing, as if someone left it there for you. It's a tiny compass. Old, brass, lightly worn. So you pick it up. It doesn't point north. It points, well, forward. No matter which way you turn, the needle finds the direction ahead of you, as though it knows something simple and powerful. Your future is not behind you. And you smile again, and it feels natural. The path continues, and the trees begin to thin. The sky opens wider, and the moonlight spills across the meadow ahead. And there, in the center of that meadow, you see something you didn't expect. A clearing of soft grass. A gentle rise in the land. And in the center, a wide, flat stone, like a seat, like a resting place. You step into the clearing and feel the calm of it settle into your body. This place feels like a pause designed specifically just for you. A place that says, rest here for a moment and notice what's changed. So you sit, and as you do, you notice that the fear you thought would follow you, well, it hasn't. Or if it has, it's smaller, quieter, less convincing, because something else is louder now. Not loud like noise, loud like truth. A steady inner voice that says, you can feel good for the future. You can feel good for the future. And that's not because you know every detail, but because you trust your ability to meet what comes. And as you sit in the clearing, the night around you seems to listen. The meadow is still. The air is calm. And you feel it again, that fresh release, as if the past is finally behind you, not forgotten, not rejected, simply completed. Like a chapter that ends in the right place. You hold the compass in your palm, and the metal has warmed to your skin. You realize that the energy you were looking for wasn't hidden in some far-off destination. It was waiting in the act of the beginning, in the decision to step beyond the last lamppost, in the willingness to walk without needing the road to explain itself. And you understand something important. Stability is valuable, but more importantly, so is expansion. And you can carry calm with you wherever you go. You stand and look out across the meadow. Somewhere far away, you can still imagine the warm windows of the familiar street. But you don't miss it the way you thought you might. Of course, you feel grateful for it. But you also feel free from it. Because now, the unknown doesn't feel like a threat. It actually feels like a beautiful invitation. The lantern's glow is still visible behind you, faint now. A friendly marker in the distance, proof that you can return if you ever need to. But you don't need to. Not tonight. Because tonight you are walking forward. And as you take your first step out of the clearing, the grass brushes your ankles gently, like the world offering encouragement in the simplest possible way. You breathe, and the breath feels like possibility. You continue along the path, light in your body, calm in your mind, and quietly excited. Not in a loud way, but in a real way. About what the future may bring to you. Fresh ideas, fresh energy, fresh life. And in the distance, the road continues, softly unfolding, not explaining itself. The future is simply just welcoming you. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope something in that story made you feel good now. If you're drifting off, sleep well. And if you're still awake, that's okay. You can allow yourself to simply unwind in your own way. Until the next time, take care and feel good now.